We've spent over 300 nights living on this bus as a family of 5. So today, we want to share what's worked, what's been hard, and whether we would choose this adventure all over again.
All right, you ready?
Ready?
So over 300 nights, over 25,000 miles, 26,000 miles we've driven in this coach, driven practically all over the United States. I think we're only missing at this point 3 states.
Yeah, only a couple.
So here's our honest review of the 2022 Forest River Berkshire XLT 45 CA. Say that 10 times real fast. So we're going to give our honest review, and we've kind of broken it down into 5 categories. What are those 5 categories?
So the 5 categories we want to talk about are size, layout, livability. That's a category. Secondly, towability, drivability. Third, build quality and reliability. Fourth, storage and cargo carrying capacity. And fifth, budget, purchasing and ongoing cost.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start with thoughts on size, layout, livability.
Yeah, it's big. So if you didn't notice that already, it's very big, which does have trade-offs. And we went into it knowing those trade-offs.
Yes.
So we knew we wouldn't be able to stay at some state parks. We wouldn't be able to stay at some parks in general. And we were okay with that because the trade-offs were, you know, when we're in the space, it's going to be a bigger space and we're not going to be miserable in the space. We haven't had a hard time finding a place to park the coach. I mean, we've stayed in Redwoods National Park. We've stayed in a lot of these places. So you just have to understand that there are trade-offs, but this thing has just been, yeah, rock solid.
So size, although we are large, that is part of why we bought it, because we knew we weren't weekend camping.
Right.
This isn't like, oh, we're going to be gone for a week. We're going to be gone for 5 nights. We're going to be gone for 105 nights where we have to work and we have to school and we have to live with each other it's just,
whether you like each other or not, you know, we all have those days.
It's real. Yeah. It's real. We are in each other's space. How much space are we willing to live in?
Yes.
Like what is necessary?
Yes.
So everyone having their own bed. I remember that being like, everyone needs to have their own bed, not something that we have to put together every night to make them a bed. Mm-hmm. Everyone having their own space. So like, that's why the bunk beds with the curtains, or just having a space where you can retreat to be alone.
Yes.
And then the other thing is understanding we didn't have small children. We had teenage children, and everyone just needed, because they're bigger, we just needed a bigger space.
Yes. For
everyone to feel comfortable and not scrunched and just have a better experience, so that we wanted to set it up that our kids enjoyed what we were doing and not like
the worst thing that I was concerned about was that we would go and do our first trip and that they would hate it and never want to do this again. So that did really inform. I loved this as a kid. We did it a little bit, not in anything like this.
We never did this.
But I loved it. And so I wanted to make sure that we at least set ourselves up for success when it came to the living quarters and what we were doing. I think that the really important thing, I forget who I heard say this, but know your mission. What are you trying to do? If this is a weekend thing, maybe twice a summer, then I would have never done this.
Different.
Yeah, I would have never done this. But for what we wanted to do, where it was longer term travel, where we're traveling about half the year, really, kind of in 3-month chunks, this has really been the perfect setup for us. So
as far as livability, that was a big thing that we thought about, and really why we didn't do certain other setups. Right. It was like, well, nope, that's not going to be livable. Yeah. Also, I'm probably a big reason that we went so nice. This is like Debra's introduction into traveling, and like, let's make it nice. And then now I talk about, well, the next setup. And
so let's just be honest, camping for Debra prior to this was Holiday Inn Express.
Probably.
Yes.
I mean, really awful camping would have been Super 8.
But I think you've surprised yourself.
I have grown.
Yes, you have.
I have flexed muscles that I didn't know I had. So I'm learning.
You've done awesome.
So that was the first one. Second one that we're going to talk about is towability and drivability.
That's probably one of the biggest questions I get when they see the coach is, what is it like to drive that thing? And they look at me with this face of fear and trepidation.
Yeah.
And honestly, it is so easy to drive. And being 100% honest. Like, yes, I would tell people it's similar to driving our Honda Odyssey. The only difference to that, I would probably adjust that a little bit, that it is big. That's just a fact. You are 45 feet. You are 12 feet, 8 inches tall. It's a big machine. But honestly, it drives amazing. And also the previous owner gave me some great advice. He owns a big civil construction company, used to drive in semis and bulldozers and all kinds of stuff.
All the big rigs.
And before we bought it, I had never driven anything like this. So for those that ask that question, have you ever driven anything like that before? No. We bought it. We met at the seller's house. We did a tour. We said, good. He took us on a test drive. He gave me some pointers, and then he handed me the keys and said, we'll see you later.
Bye.
And that's what we did. And those pointers he gave us, just understanding you're sitting on top of the tires you're steering, they're not out in front of you, making sure you leave plenty of space in front of you, making sure that you do wide turns so you go out and let that tag axle do what it does. And then really the last thing is just being aware of the tail swing. And those pieces of advice have been invaluable to us. So honestly, it's super easy to drive. And honestly, from a towing perspective, and I know, that question is kind of like, well, if you're towing your trailer versus driving a coach like this, but we do tow as well. So we tow our Jeep Wrangler behind us through the Blue Ox system that we have, the flat tow system. And to be perfectly honest, I have no idea it's there. Like when we're driving, I mean, honestly, I'm aware it's there because I have the rear camera up so I can see what's going on behind me. But when we turn, when we do different things like that, it literally stays almost right in line with the way that the coach is turning. But from a power perspective, when I hit the brakes, like I don't hear something hit us.
Right. Like
it's literally because it has a braking system that connects the coach's braking system into the Jeep's braking system with the Air Force One.
It's very seamless.
It really is. When you're taking your family out into these places, you want to make sure that you have a good setup. So it's really served us well.
Yeah.
We've not had very many issues. Any issues that we did have, honestly, were self-inflicted.
Yeah.
Because we were newbies. Again, this is our first setup, so we don't know anything different. But this coach has been incredible. And there's RV life. So you'll hear us even in our videos, RV life, where you'll have a tear that happens in your...
Something will happen.
Yeah. But everything is fixable. So anyway, it's been so good to us. So good to us.
Yeah.
I think on our last, so obviously we don't release our videos just in chronological order. So we've been on 3 big trips. And this last trip, I don't know how many times we've said, wow, we are so thankful that we bought this coach, because she really has taken care of us.
Yes.
So we're very grateful.
So the other question that we get right after they look at him and they're like, what's it like to drive that thing? Yeah. Then they look at me and they're like, do you drive it? And I'm like, no.
No. We're working on that still.
No.
Report back. Give me another year.
That might be all we have. We don't know.
Well, God knows all. But we'll see.
If it was my minivan, I'd be all over it.
We'll see. It is so easy to drive. You do have to be more adventurous. Yeah, you do have to be more on. So we don't drive as far, like 450 miles is like the max that we drive. So, and when we route plan, we're typically not going to places that are, super crazy far apart. And if we do, then we'll drive 300 miles, stop. Let's say it's a 600 mile. We're not going to try to make 600 miles. We're going to go 300 miles, stay, do some dry camping where there's not the big setup of everything, spend the quick night, and then 300 miles the next day and get there. So It works out really well. But
it does.
Yeah, they did an amazing job designing, engineering the Freightliner chassis. I can't say enough good things about the Freightliner chassis.
Okay, so let's talk about that, because the next category is build quality and reliability.
Oh my goodness.
We have talked about the chassis so often just being like, it just works. Yep. It just does its job, and you feel very secure and well taken care of.
Oh yeah. Do you feel nervous when we're driving down the highway?
No, we could be going down grades. What was it, like 14%?
Yeah, in Utah.
Mm-hmm. And you're a little like, I'm not sure, but like.
And what was that highway in Utah? I mean,
Highway 12.
We felt like we were driving on the spine of the mountain.
Spine of a mountain.
The things we were looking at out that windshield were incredible.
But you almost couldn't really enjoy them because you're going down 14% grade or you're going up 14%. I think it was going down because I just remember being like a roller coaster, like you can't see. And then like suddenly you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But we had spent enough time driving in this that I knew we're going to be fine. And you had figured out all the engine braking and all the different ways to help control that. Okay, this is a little adventurous with a 45-foot coach going down this 14% grade, but I didn't feel like, oh, I don't know if we can make this or not.
Yeah, and this goes back to one of the first sales representatives that we didn't end up buying a coach from, but we were actually looking at a 35-foot gas coach at that point. And she honestly talked us out of it. And we even put in an offer on one, and the details didn't work out. But it really made us revisit the things that she had shared with us. And when we started looking at that point at the used market compared to the new market, and then the research that we did to find out, oh, new actually isn't better. It actually could be worse.
Yeah.
Or one with super low miles could actually be worse, not better.
Because it's not driven.
Yeah, it's not driven and it's not been maintained well. It actually pushed us to the diesel pusher. And again, Forest River, they made some great decisions. I mean, from the chassis. So there's majors and minors in RV life. Like chassis stuff is typically major. So, I mean, you want your engine to work. You don't want anything with your brakes or any of that having issues. And this thing has been rock solid for us. The issues that we've had, some of them have been just education issues. Like we didn't know.
We didn't know.
And then you have just little things in the house like, well, actually, I would say probably 80% of the issues that we have had have been self-inflicted.
Right. But having a Freightliner chassis has been nice because anywhere we go in the country, we're on interstate or we're close to interstate, and those are the trucking routes. And so Freightliners are accessible if we need them. We've only needed it once.
Yeah, and we didn't technically need it then. It was more convenience. So our dash AC wasn't working really well, and that was self-inflicted. Because I had taken the generator out and it pulled a cord out
that connected to the
we
AC.
Literally took it to Freightliner, and the guy was so kind because he could have been like, you have no idea what you're doing. But yeah, this coach, from a build quality, even the design, like I can't think of any super glaring thing that I'd be like, why in the world did they do it that way? I mean, we have 3 top AC units. 2 of them have heat pumps. Like we have 4 ways to heat the coach. They literally thought of everything and then some. There are like luxury coaches that are $3-4 million. We didn't pay anywhere.
That use the same systems.
Yes, that use the same systems that we have. So like the value for the money with the Forest River Berkshire, it's incredible. So you actually don't see a lot of them, which baffles me, really baffles me. But then when we do, like we were in Vermont, and one of the guys is like, I love this thing. He's like, are you having a good experience? I'm like, absolutely. It's amazing. So from the other Berkshire owners that we've talked to, they've all just been glowing reviews. So we would definitely recommend, based on our experience, if you're looking at something like this. And again, this isn't a sponsored video by Forest River. This is just an honest review. It's a rock solid coach. There will be a day that we'll sell it, and honestly, it'll be sad, but we're going to enjoy it while we have it. And it's it's been a great coach.
And also, we bought this knowing you pack the miles on it.
Yeah.
And it wants that. It wants to be driven.
Yeah, we're not talking hundreds of thousands of miles when you talk about coaches, because these are built like semis practically, especially the chassis parts. You're talking million-mile coaches. So yeah, it's got a lot of life left, and it's a 2022. We're in currently 2025. I'm not sure when this video is going to release, but yeah, we've got a lot of life a lot of adventure left in her. So we're excited.
Okay, let's talk about storage and cargo carrying capacity. I think we've talked a lot about storage already. The storage down in the bays, underneath in the basement, storage around here, storage for 5 adult people who we homeschool. So that's like an extra storage.
And work remotely.
Yeah. There's just so many places to put things. It's kind of almost just like deciding what is the most accessible place that this should be.
Mm-hmm.
And it also, you're going to pare down anyway. Like you can't take your entire home. You don't need your entire home. So you just take your favorite things and that's what you use and that's what you reach for anyway. And there is room for all of it.
We're pretty close. I mean, I feel like I get to answer this question with pizza oven.
Yeah.
We take our pizza
Yes.
oven and we have, I would say there's probably at least 30% more space if we really wanted to cram it, which we don't. You know, we intentionally, yes, we take the things we really want, but you do have to think about weight. So when you're talking to these coaches, like you want to think about weight, because the more weight you throw on it, that's just unnecessary, the more stress that's actually putting on it. So I always try to gauge when we're packing things on, like, are we really going to use this? Every trip we come back and we look at it and say, what things did we really not use that's going off? Because actually, you know, traveling lighter is not just nice because then you're not moving as many things around all the time. It's actually better for your coach as well. So we have the capacity to carry way more than we actually take, but we want to take care of the coach again. So she takes care of us, and she does. So anyway, but we take our pizza oven. I say all that, but I'm still saying we take our pizza oven. We take our Weber travel grill.
We have a weight set.
We have 180 pounds worth adjustable dumbbells sitting down there. So, but when you drive, it doesn't feel heavy. It really doesn't. So, I mean, the airbags, it's just, it's an incredible machine.
Yeah, with plenty of space.
Yeah.
Last little one here is budget. And budget, talking about not just your purchasing price, but the ongoing cost for taking care of our coach.
Yeah. So Class A's, which is what this is. So when you get into it, and I'm not going to go through all of them, but when you go into motorized, there's like C's, Super C's, there's van life, there's like all kinds of things. And there's even a letter for that, but I can't remember what it is. But this is like the highest, biggest kind of high end when it comes to motorized with Class A, especially when you get into diesel pushers. And I mean, these things can range from like used. I mean, you could get one for under $100,000 in reality.
Right.
And you can go up as high as you want to go. You get into some of those brands and you're talking dollars that I wouldn't even spend on a sticks and bricks house any remotely close. So for us, when it comes to cost, again, there's the two sides, right? There's the purchasing it, there's the insurance for it, and then there's the maintenance.
Taking care of it.
And the maintenance. So, you know, depending on the type of rig that you want, you really have to think through those things, because things like aqua systems need annual maintenance. Things like your generator, you're getting that maintained every 150 hours. Your just the chassis in general, like every so many miles, you're doing chassis maintenance and things like that. And you want to stay on top of it. And we really, because we don't know so much, we really do stay on top of it. Yeah, this thing is taken care of very, very well. So but that's costs that when you think about it, if I hear somebody say, well, it's like at the top of my budget just to purchase it, I would say scale it on back, because the maintenance costs, depending on your coach and what you're doing, can be pretty hefty. Sometimes even more than what you're paying, depending on how you're financing or if you're financing. You know, it can almost cost you as much in maintenance costs as it does for just payments on it.
Right. And I think it's kind of like purchasing a house.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is legit. It's a mortgage.
Right.
But when you purchase a house, then you have to fill the house.
Yes.
And I think that is something that we underestimated
completely.
A little bit.
Yes.
The things, because we don't full time. So we weren't unloading our home into a new home. We were trying to find things that replicated our home. So you're buying it and then you're buying more to make it livable, because it just comes completely empty. You're buying adjustable shelving. You're buying like so many things to make it. You're buying command strips. So many command strips.
So many. And like for us, you know, we use Apple products. So like Apple TVs and getting those things set up the way that you want it. So it's just from going from your home to your home on wheels, that it's as seamless as possible. So people aren't having to learn how to do certain things. And there's a big learning curve, trust me, especially for us. Like we hadn't done any of this. So there was a pretty big learning curve, but yeah, just to equip it, you just need to act like, depending on, again, know your mission, know the type of living style you're looking for while you're on the road, then make the choice, but then understand you're basically, depending on how you travel, like for us, you're basically getting all the things you need for another home.
Right.
And this is basically a luxury apartment on wheels. So you're buying all the things. There's some things we'll take back and forth, but honestly, it's a pretty big hassle. I know some people, they literally recommend just having clothes in a complete setup so you don't have to do any of that. I'm not quite there.
I'm not either.
So we do like clothes and stuff like that. You know, we pack for the trip and we'll unpack that. But gradually over time, we are starting to not take things off or to buy things gradually for the coach. And you can do that.
Yes.
So like, don't let your budget or quote unquote lack of budget be a thing that keeps you from doing something. So for us, we didn't wait all these years and like save up all this money to be like, okay, now we can do this quote unquote perfect setup. Number one, there's no perfect setup. I love setups. The reason we will sell this isn't because we're sick of it or we don't like it. It's because it's fun learning different setups, learning how things work. And for us, that's part of the adventure.
Right. If you are buying something new that you need to replicate your home, the thrift store is a great place to go. We did a lot of thrifting to help fill this. And then little by little, like I just bought a new hand mixer, you know, like, okay, that hand mixer is, but like we've been doing this for 2 years. So
yes.
We'll throw a new hand mixer in the mix.
Yes. It's one of our favorite YouTubers. They say, start small, start now. So I would encourage you to do that too. If you can't do, you know, the big trips, or you have no desire. There's a lot of families we're talking like, I can't even imagine ever doing something like I wouldn't even want to. That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. But if you do want to do something, then define what is your mission? What do you really want to do? And then with whatever budget you do have,
what's it gonna take?
Just start small, start now, go do a thing, see if you like it. You know, we can be a little bit bigger risk takers when it comes to certain things. Obviously, being an entrepreneur and owning multiple businesses and
kind of prepares you for that.
And homeschooling and whatever, like we've kind of built up that muscle where we were willing to jump in the deep end. But anyway, it's paid off, not just in like, wow, this is an amazing coach. And that's what we've shown you today. At the end of the day, the only reason this matters is to go and have the memories with our kids, going through the redwoods and seeing those things and being able to, just have some of these experiences that we've had that'll be memories for a lifetime. For us, this is an investment, not in a coach. Really. I mean, it is an investment. Don't get me wrong. It is an investment, but it's really an investment in memories for our kids. Yeah. And us for many, many years to come. And it is true. Now that we've been on 3 trips, when you come back, it's like the memories get sweeter.
Yes.
And you start to forget some of the struggle along the way, because any adventure, there's peaks and valleys. That's just the reality of any adventure. And I hope our channel communicates that. It's not just all these high times. Like,
I hope we're real.
Yeah, there are times where it feels like an absolute dumpster fire.
Yes.
But there are also those moments, that honestly just take your breath away. And you get both of those things. It's not one or the other. You get both of those things. But the further you get away from that experience, the sweeter it gets. And I've heard people tell us that before. And I was like, you sure about that? But it really does. It's been amazing.
So those are our 5 categories that we just wanted to roll through with you and give you our honest opinion of how this coach checks or doesn't check all of those boxes. And would we buy this coach again? Absolutely. We would. For definitely for the price that we got it, we got an amazing deal. So I just want to encourage you, if you're looking into new like us, don't hesitate to look at the used market. There's some amazing new coaches, so don't get me wrong. Honestly, after our experience with Forest River, I probably would look at a new coach with them. But if budget was the concern, don't be like, oh, well, I could never do that. Right.
Go look at the used market. We found this on RV Trader. It's an app, a website, and we were at the right time in the right place, and it checked all the boxes for us.
And we had a really good inspector.
Really good inspection.
Get a good inspection. It's worth whatever the cost was for that. Is very worth it.
Yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed the tour. Honestly, I'm not sure how we're going to do this video because it's going to be really long. Because we've got the exterior, we've got the interior, we've got the review. Would we buy it again? And we're actually going to do another segment on the power management. But regardless of how it comes out, we hope you've enjoyed this video. And it's such a blessing to get to travel with you. Go to all these amazing places. So thank you for being on the journey with us. We hear from people who, it's kind of emotional, but they thank us because we're putting out videos to places they'll never get to go to. Yeah, and that's super sweet. So now that I have my emotions back in check, it's awesome to travel with you. So thanks for joining us on this. If this has been helpful, well, number one, if you have any questions, please put them below. I tell people that we're kind of like the crash test dummies for RV life. So feel free, if you have a question, put it below. We'd be happy to answer any of those questions. If you found this video valuable and you'd love to keep traveling along with us, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can get notifications. Make sure you click the bell actually so you can get the notifications. And that also helps us reach more people with the content we're creating, which is just a massive blessing and a ton of fun. So thanks for being on the ride with us. We'll see you in the next video.
Thanks for joining us. If you would like to see additional content, such as our top travel resources and other free tools, be sure to join our free online community at ronanddebra.com. Before we wrap things up, I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Northwest Iowa Community College. NCC has been such a great fit for our homeschool family. They offer flexible learning options online, on campus, or a mix of both, so it's easy to make education work around your adventure. Our daughter Olivia is actually dual enrolled at NCC right now. She's earning both high school and college credits at the same time. It's been such a fantastic opportunity for her to get ahead while still homeschooling. If you're a homeschool family looking for a way to take that next step, NCC is a great option. Small class sizes, supportive instructors, and affordable tuition make it an easy choice. So, if you're ready to start your success story, check out nccbound.com/homeschool. A big thanks to NCC for making videos like this possible. Want to join our next adventure? Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future episodes. See you in the next video.